Before we get into the Newcastle United 24-25 squad going into the new season, who should be sold, who should be kept and who should be loaned out, I just want to say every single one of these players are absolute legends. They have wrote themselves down in history by winning the first trophy domestically for the Toon in 70 years. Giving me an amazing day, the best day ever at Wembley. Memories to last a lifetime. So it may seem harsh at times, I hope not, but it's the reality of football, it's business, it's what's got to be done going forward. So no disrespect to any of them, they've all went down in absolute history with what they've achieved at Newcastle United Football Club, but now we have to look forward, we have to continue to try and improve and build, and to do that, some old players who have been brilliant for us have to be moved on, and some that aren't quite there to reach the next level also have to be let go. So let's get into it. Let's start off with goalkeepers. So this could take about 4 hours since we've got 47 of them. Let's make it quick, shall we? We'll start in order. Martin Dubravka, number 1. I would keep Dubravka, to be honest, but I think he'll go. I would keep him just because I thought he did really well when he came at the team a few months ago. I'd have him as that third choice because I think Newcastle United should sign a goalkeeper this summer. I think we will sign a goalkeeper. I think it will be James Trafford. That's who we want. So see if we've got Trafford in, I'd have Pope as my number 2 and Dubravka as my number 3. However, Dubravka nearly left in January. It's likely that he might go again. And if he wants a new challenge, you know, he's not getting any young guys, might want to get off to Saudi and make some money, fair play to the bloke. But personally, I would keep him. Same with Nick Pope. I would keep Nick Pope. I think he's a quality shot stopper. He's a very good goalkeeper. But overall, we know his issue lies in distribution and one or two other things. And for the modern game, all of that sort of stuff, he's not quite the one to take us to that next level. This is a position where Pope has done brilliant, right? He's done great the last couple of months. He's had amazing spells since signing for Newcastle a few years ago. But we just need to step it up. There's just certain positions we need to strengthen. Goalkeeper's one of them. Goalkeepers we know we're looking at. But I would keep Pope. I wouldn't get rid of him unless they try and do a swap deal and send him back to Burnley to get Trafford in. I would keep Nick Pope. So I'd keep Dubravka, keep Pope, Mark Gillespie. I'd also just keep Mark Gillespie because, I mean, why not? Living the dream. Living the Geordie dream. I mean, what a life he's got. And I'd have him there as my 4th choice. So I'd have Trafford, Pope, Dubravka, Gillespie. I mean, you could get rid of Dubravka and bring in a Fraser Forster or one of these names we're linked with, whatever. But Gillespie's there. He's English. He's Geordie. He's living the dream. Let him do it. Let him continue it. Why not? John Ruddy. What a bloke. Again, living the dream. He's went to just different clubs, doing different things, and he hasn't even played. Hardly has he. Had a little bit of time in the Cups. Very little time in the Cups. But with him, I just let him go. I mean, apparently he brings good experience and character and leadership to the dressing room, so that could be vital. That could be important, but there's plenty of coaches and other players to do that. So with me, with John Ruddy, it's kind of pointless for me. I would sell John Ruddy for about 27 pence probably. Odysseas Vlachodimos, Odysseas. See you later. Again, what is going on here? FFP. You know we only brought in Odysseas because of that with Forest and getting rid of Anderson and everything to balance the books. We brought in Odysseas and he can't even get in ahead of a Gillespie or Ruddy. So I can't believe how bad he must be on the training ground. You know, totally pointless. Sell. Don't need to waste any more time with that. Let's move on to defenders now then, and we'll start with Kieran Trippier, who has been unbelievable these last couple of months, especially in the final, in and around that time period, the semi-final at Arsenal, the captaincy skills there, the leadership, the experience, the strength of character, and just a brilliant footballer as well. You know, when he's on it, he's on it. And I still think he's got something to offer, especially with Champions League. So I'd keep Kieran Trippier, but I wouldn't be surprised if he does move on this summer. Sven Botman, keep, obviously. Really hope he comes back from that injury and he can actually get a run of games because we know he's been in and out and he starts 3 games and he's out again for 3 months. So hopefully he has a really solid pre-season and we'll see Sven Botman back next year. But he's got some work to do because Bale and Shaw and who came in from have done extremely well. And speaking of Shaw, keep. Lifetime contract for Fab. You know, he deserves it. I mean, a few million quid lots of years ago and he's been an absolute bargain. I mean, what a player, what a bloke. Keep Fabian Schär. Jamal Lascelles, I think sell because we've got enough now. We've got enough defenders. We're going to sign another one. Lascelles has just come back from injury himself. Again, I wouldn't mind because of Europe having a bit of squad depth, but I think we'll freshen things up. Obviously, we're trying to sign someone like Mark Gahey, so Lascelles, very little game time. He's probably going to want to play as well, come back from injury. He's still got a few years left in him, so it's probably time for a new start for him. But what a bloke, what a leader. You know, took us through some really crap, dark times in the Mike Ashley era. So I'm pleased he was there to see us win a trophy. I'm pleased he did well when he did play as well in the Champions League last season. So, but just with Lascelles now, I think I'd sell. I wouldn't be totally against keeping him, Mike, but yeah, that's what I think about that one. Who else I would sell? is Matt Targett. I haven't seen this bloke since he was dancing with Joe Linton and Bruno 2 years ago. You know what I mean? Since we survived relegation, where the hell has Matt Targett been? So yeah, Matt Targett, he's meant to be on big money though, isn't he? 100 grand a week, something daft like that. So I'd sell Matt Targett. Sell. I just can't remember the last time he played more than 3 minutes. Emil Kraft, keep. What a bloke. Emil Kraft, what a man. Versatile, reliable, solid. He's never going to set the world alight, but he's going to always do you a great job. He's going to give you a 7 out of 10. I'm absolutely fine with that. I think he's a great asset to the squad. Lovely bloke, quality player. And yeah, keep him. Most definitely keep him. Tino Livramento, keep. Hopefully, because obviously Pep Guardiola and Man City are sniffing around him to replace Kyle Walker. But obviously, Tino Livramento, I hope we'll keep for the next 10 years, alongside Lewis Hall. We'll get that one out of the way as well. Hoping he comes back from his injury well. And Lewis Hall was amazing before he did get injured. And then Tino's been outstanding on the left back position, right back at the start of the season. He's class. So keep Tino, keep Hall. Dan Burn, keep. Obviously, just signed a new contract, season of his life. He's lived an absolute Hollywood movie this year, hasn't he? Scoring in the final, England call-ups. Amazing, man. Big Dan Burn, keep. Jamal Lewis, I can't even believe he's still here. Where even is he? He's on my list, yeah. But he must be on loan. Where's he on loan? Don't care. Don't know. Don't want to know about it. Sell. Just sell, please. Is his contract up? I hope so. Different know. But if it isn't, sell. On to the midfielders now. We're talking about Sandro Tonali. Obviously, we want to keep him. Apparently, he's always going to go back to Italy. The reports over there are saying that. No chance. He's staying here. What a comeback season for him. He was in my Premier League Team of the Year. Definitely a 10-month layoff to come back and be producing world-class performances week in, week out. What a player. What a talent. The best I've seen in a black and white shirt. So keep Tonali. Harvey Barnes. That's an interesting one because he's always linked with Aston Villa. He's linked with a move away. He wants more game time. He could be used as part of an FFP sale. Nah, I'd keep Harvey Barnes. I really like him. I've liked him from day one. I've said it, backed him. Scores goals, gets assists with way less games. 9 goals, 4 assists this year. 33 appearances. I really like Harvey Barnes. I think he's a clinical player. I think he can really kick on and continue to improve at Newcastle, and I think he's a valuable asset to us, especially we want strength and depth in positions, in all positions across the pitch, and he could be a pivotal role in that. Jacob Juicy Murphy. My God. I mean, what a season. The numbers he's put up, man. 8 goals, 12 assists. Wow. Some great strikes in there as well. On the right, he's been reliable. You know, Alan Ron went in January having no one else to come in. It's a good job Murphy didn't get injured because Barnes on the right, Gordon on the right, it's never really worked. Murphy has cemented that position, and I know I'm crying out for an Mbumo this summer. Everyone wants a right winger because we need competition. You know what I mean? Like I've just said, if Murphy got injured and we've got 2 games a week, we're playing Champions League, you can't afford that. And he needs competition. It'll maybe even push him on even further. You know, so Murphy has been class, obviously keep. Joe Willock. He has the first big interesting one for me. From the other ones are probably fairly obvious, I would have thought. Joe Willock, sell. Sell Joe Willock and let us know what you would do in the comments. 32 appearances this season, 0 goals, 2 assists. Now, a lot of those have been off the bench, but he did get a bit of a run of games last month. Didn't impress me at all. I mean, the Willock of lockdown. What a bloke. 7-8 games he scored in a row. Same, it just hasn't worked for him. It's just not ticking. I think it's one of those where it's done now, where he needs a new start. He needs a fresh club. And there's talks that he's been in London, speaking to Palace, speaking to Fulham. I think both of those moves would be very good for him, and I would sell Joe Willock. I definitely wouldn't. If you could get 15 to 20 million for him, we paid 25 million for him quite a few years ago now, 5-6 years ago. Sell Joe Willock. Sean Longstaff, sell as well. And respect to Sean Longstaff, because he's always gave 110% in Newcastle shirt. Sometimes he's been a scapegoat, myself included. I've labelled him that, you know, but what he does offer is 100% genuine effort. And, you know, he's living every Geordie's dream there, playing in the Champions League, scoring. Remember, he also scored that penalty at Forest in the Carabao Cup in the early rounds to get us through. So if it wasn't for him, we never would have went to Wembley. And I'm so glad he got to be at Wembley and lift the trophy as well. But I think the time is up now for Longstaff. He's not going to get many minutes in this midfield. We are going to try and sign another midfielder as well. And I just think with him now, at his age, he's been here for ages. And he's had some class moments. You know, he came in under Rafa, did really well, struggled under Bruce, he said that himself. Started to play really well under Eddie. Listen, when he scored against PSG in the Champions League and stuff, absolute dreamland for him, and well done to him. You know, I put in the work, put in the effort, and got there. And I just think now, though, when he's linked to clubs like Man United, Leeds, Everton, get a move like that, play every week, and we can get a fee for him, and obviously it'll be 100% profit as well with FFP, then yeah, I think the right option is to sell Sean Longstaff, but fair play to him, well done, and what a time he's had at the Mags. The Mag himself. Captain Bruno, keep. Yeah, keep. I mean, I've heard talks of this where you're saying, oh, if someone offered big money though, would you not get rid of Bruno for FFP? Oh, mad. I think he's still underrated, Bruno. I think he's went under the radar this season because of how good Sandro Tonali's been and, you know, other players. But 5 goals, 6 assists, and just in that position he's in there now, doing a tremendous job. One of the best at it for me. One of the best at it. So obviously I would keep Bruno. Louis Mailey. I was debating, should I say loan Louis Mailey? If we're signed a couple more midfielders, then I would say loan Mailey. But I wouldn't now because I think we need him, especially with Champions League. And he did well. I remember being at PSG away 2 years ago in the Champions League and he was absolutely class. Held his own, no doubt about it. And Mailey is a quality player. I don't think we've seen as much from him in the appearances that he's made, but you can't really judge him on that as he hasn't had a solid run of 90 minutes in the team week in, week out. But 14 appearances, 1 goal this season just gone there, and yeah, he needs to kick on. Obviously, he had that bad injury, but he can get some game time. That's important. That's where you need to be looking at, is a loan the right option? Definitely obviously a recall clause in there. You know, if we did decide to loan him out and then we've got a couple of injuries and then we're struggling in November to field a bloody midfielder, and get Mailey back, recall the lad. So that would have to be in there. But I just think probably keep him around the team, keep him around Eddie Howe, keep development and coaching him on the training ground, and then give him a chance as well. And hopefully he does get some minutes in all the cups as well. We'll keep mentioning 2 games a week, but then when the Carabao starts again, the FA Cup starts, then you're going to need numbers. We're going to need squad depth. So I'd lean towards keep. Joe Linton, obviously keep Joe Linton. Powerhouse, showed how much we missed him. Showed how much we missed him in those last couple of games when he was out injured. If he was still there, we'll probably beat Arsenal and we'll probably beat Everton as well, to be fair. We could even got second. I genuinely believe that. That's how big of a miss Joe Linton is. So keep Joe Linton. Callum Wilson, our number 9. Now, it looked like an emotional goodbye from him after the defeat against Everton at St James's Park last weekend. But there's talks that we are trying to get him on an incentive-based deal, maybe a pay-as-you-play, something like that. I'd be surprised if that works out, and for me, I would sell Callum Wilson. A similar thing to the Longstaff. Thank you for the memories, thank you for the effort. Wilson's goal record has been quality at the Magpies, but unfortunately, his injury record is up there as well. You know, he's just never fit enough or reliable enough now, and I don't mind him as a third choice. If we get another striker in and you can have him to back up Isak and someone else, but I just think now is the right time again. You know, now is the right time for these type of players, your Longstaffs, your Wilsons, to move on. So 18 appearances this year, 0 goals, 0 assists. He hasn't scored a Premier League goal in over a year now. So Wilson, he's just looked a bit leggy. Maybe if he just signed for someone else, had a good pre-season on his belt, he could kick the ground running. You know, he's a great goal scorer, a great bloke as well, but I just don't think it's right now to keep him at the club. So I would sell Callum Wilson. Anthony Gordon. Right then, because there's more reports today about, you know, Liverpool stepping up their interest in Anthony Gordon. Diaz could be going to Saudi. We know Gordon nearly went to Liverpool last year. He started the season in what everyone thought was a bit of a huff, bad body language and all that. And then he went on an amazing spell of scoring goals, assisting goals, and obviously the semi-final away at Arsenal getting a goal. I would keep. But if a massive offer came in and we've got Harvey Barnes there, and if people are going to continue to question his attitude and stuff, I don't really believe that, to be fair. Like, I think Gordon is happy here, but his boy Club Liverpool, if they come in and they're challenging for Premier Leagues and they're signing Vates, challenging for Champions Leagues again as well next year, they'll be going for the bloody treble. So if they came in for him, Gordon would obviously want to move. Let's not kid ourselves. Gordon would want to play at Liverpool. And if we did get an offer of 80, 90 million, double what we paid for him, more than that, it would be tempting. Personally, I would keep him, but if we sell him, I could see it for what I've just said there. But I would keep Anthony Gordon. Isak, keep. Arsenal fans, keep dreaming, because we're keeping him, yeah? Hopefully a new contract comes soon for Alexander Isak. Negotiations are underway. 23 goals this year in the Premier League, 6 assists. Wow. Even, you know, the last couple of months, he hasn't quite been at it since Wembley, to be honest with you. You can see he's struggling with that groin issue, but he's carried on, he's powered through, and he's still chipped in with a goal as well here and there. So, Isak, obviously, keep. Please sign a 20-year deal. William Asula, keep. Loan could be interesting, but I wouldn't do that. We need the squad. There's not many loans here because the squad's too small. You know, Asula, we want to see him in the Cups next year. We want to see him come off the bench. You know, if he's doing well in the Champions League, see him there. He keeps on playing off the right a little bit, doesn't he? More than a number 9. He's kind of a right winger. So yeah, definitely keep Asula. What a bloke. Jimmy got his first Premier League goal against Ipswich, didn't he? Scored in the Cup and that as well. So he's offering the vibes around the place. He's great energy, great crack. All the players love him. So that's what you want. You want them personalities in the dressing room. So keep Asula. 2 left here. Sanusi, loan. Sean Neve, loan. Now, Neve's been on the bench quite a bit, hasn't he? In the Premier League and stuff. Never really got on, not in the Premier League anyway, 0 appearances. Same with Sanusi. Sanusi looks like a bright spark as well, but definitely loan the both of them. They're not going to get much action here at all. That's it then, everyone. There is the squad all wrapped up. Hopefully we'll come back at the end of the summer and we made some nice big signings and bolstered this squad, and then you could maybe change 1, 2, 3 or 4 of the options that I've listed. But let me know yours in the comments below. Your keep, sell or loans for Newcastle City. The big ones, the important ones, drop them in the chat below. Please do subscribe whether you're here, everyone. Congratulations to our YouTube member giveaway as well, by the way, for the home shirt. We announced that. We're sorting that out, and obviously we gave one away on Facebook and Instagram as well. So keep your eyes out for the next big competition. You can become a member of the channel by clicking the link in the description below. Nice one, everyone. See you in a bit.